Alright, SoloGamer here. We're back and we're fixing to play Castle Ravenloft Escape the Tomb. So we've gone over our basic setup, and basically this game has 3 phases. And the first phase we're going to start off with is the hero phase, and that's where they can either move and attack, or move twice. You can attack then move, you can move and then attack, or you can move twice. Now our first player, Alyssa, has a speed of 6, so she can move 6 spaces. So basically, let's just move. She can only move 1 since we're starting out 1. And then she has to stop. She comes to the edge of the tile, and that's it. So what's she going to do now? Alright, the next phase is the exploration phase. So what's going to happen is we're going to pick a new tile from the dungeon tile stack. And we are going to flip it over. And we are going to match the white arrows like so. Okay, now we have a special rule. It says whenever a white arrow appears, a tile with a white arrow, move the time track 1. So we move the time track 1. Well, now what's going to happen? Now you see this little bone pile here. We are going to draw a monster card and put that monster on this bone pile. So let's draw a monster card, and we get a Drow Duelist. Okay. Alright. Let's find a Drow Duelist. Here we go. And we put that Drow Duelist on there, and this monster goes in control of Alyssa here. So this monster will move when it's Alyssa's turn, not when it's the other guy's turn, and you'll see as we go. And so then we have the villain phase. And so what you do is, since Alyssa is controlling the Drow, and see, I know what you're saying. Look, man, this is Dungeons and Dragons. They're going to have all kinds of crazy rules, and it's going to be very complicated. Well, it's not. This game is very streamlined. It's very easy, and it's all laid out for you. And so basically, you get to control the monsters. There's no dungeon master. So it says right here on the Drow Duelist, tactics. If the Drow Duelist is within 1 tile of a hero, okay, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks twice with a pair of slashing blades. Each attack can be against any hero adjacent to the duelist. Otherwise, the Drow Duelist moves 1 tile towards the closest hero. Okay, now it says if the Drow Duelist is within 1 tile. Okay, this is 0. And this is 1. So it is within 1 tile. So what the Drow Duelists do is going to move here. And it can attack twice. It can attack each one time. Okay, so how you do attack? Well, you see right here, it has an attack of +9. So you take the 20-sided dice, and it's going to attack Alyssa first. Now, Alyssa has an armor class of 15. But she's on the same tile as this Dragonborn dude, and this Dragonborn dude has a special ability where you get +1 to your armor class. Okay? So she basically has an armor class of 16. So she has a +9. We got to get a 16. We roll the 20-sided dice, and we got to get a 16 or higher to hit. Okay, so we roll the 20-sided dice. 9 + 9 is 18. So it does hit, and so Alyssa takes 1 point of damage. So Alyssa loses 1 hit point. Okay, now with its second attack, it's going to attack this dragon dude here. And he has an armor class of 17. And we rolled a 2, so 9 + 2 is 11, so it misses. And that is basically how that turn's going to go. Now it's the dragon guy's turn. Now I'm going to keep calling him the dragon guy. I'm not going to I'm just not going to freaking call him by his name. Okay, so he can either attack then move and attack, or move twice. Well, he's going to attack, and then he might move. Now he's going to attack the Drow guy, and you see the Drow guy has an armor class of 16 and a hit point of 1. So all he has to do is basically get 1 hit on this guy, and he kills him. Okay, so this thing has armor class 16. We can pick which one of our powers we want to use. Okay. And we have this at-will power, daily power, and utility power. Now, at-will powers are, you can use them as much as you want. A daily power is, once you use it, you got to flip the card over, And unless you get something special that lets you reflip that card back, that power is gone. Utility power you can use. It's basically some kind, flip this card, you have some kind of special thing. Like this one, when you use it, it says flip this card over after you use the power. Some utility powers aren't like that, but most are. But he has this outwill power. And he has this Tide of Iron. Attack one adjacent monster, which that monster is. If you hit, place that monster, if it isn't destroyed, on a tile within one tile of you, and you can move to any square on your tile. Okay, well, we get a +8 attack, and it does 1 damage. So we have an 8 attack. So we got to get an 8 or higher to hit this guy because he has an armor class of 16. And we got a 1. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Woo-wee. Well, that's terrible. Here we go with the bad rolls. God damn it. Alright, so we missed that monster. Well, you can't attack twice, but you can move. Now, let's say he wanted to stay where he's at and does not want to go to a new tile and explore. Which may be what we're going to do. Then what happens is you have to pick an encounter card. And these encounter cards are usually bad. B-A-D, bad. They're hardly ever good. And so that's what we're going to do. He's not going to move to another tile because another monster is going to end up appearing. So he's going to pick this encounter card. Now, let's see what it says. Curse, Dragon Fear. You are cursed. How is a dragon guy afraid of dragons? I don't know. This is from the Wrath of a Chardalon, but you know, hey, he can have dragon fear. Place this card on your hero card as a reminder. Paralyzing fear overcomes you whenever you move to a new tile. Take 1 damage. That's not going to be good. Roll a die at the end of your hero phase. You get a 10 or higher. You get to discard that card. Okay. Now there's not going to be a villain phase because he's not controlling any monster. So it's going to be Alessia's turn. Okay. So Alessia's going to attack this Drow guy. Okay. And then you see he has a daily power, which we don't want. Attack 2 monsters within tile. One monster. Alright, he has his outwill power. Careful attack. 1 adjacent monster takes 1 damage. Well, this monster is adjacent. You won't even have to roll for it. It takes 1 damage. It is dead. So we put that in the box. We get to keep this as a trophy. As you see right there, it says 2 experience points. What can you do with experience points? Well, if you're fighting or disabling a trap and you roll a natural 20, you can spend so many experience points, it's 5, and flip your card over and you become 2nd level. And basically, you know, you get more hit points and you can get another power. Or you can, when you get 5 experience points, you can cancel out an encounter card. So you flip an encounter card and it's totally sucky, and you got some 5 experience points over here in your little experience point stack. You can pay that 5 to not have to just discard that card. So that's that. So we've attacked that monster. Now we're going to move, and let's move him 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to stop, and that's going to be the hero phase. And let's grab a new dungeon tile, and this is also going to be a white arrow. So I can tell you right now, these white arrows are starting to hurt. So we have to move the time track 1. Okay. And we got to put a new monster here. But before we do that, I forgot something. Alright, so he beat a monster. He beat that Drow Duelist. Whenever you beat a monster, you get a treasure card. Now, the rules in this game say you can start the game with 1 treasure apiece. I don't play like that. You got to earn your treasure in my playthrough. So, you know, you find treasure in the castle or whatever, and so I don't start it like that. I'm not usually not giving them a treasure card to start out with, especially when you were kidnapped and put in a crypt. So most of the time I do not have them start out with a treasure. So he got a treasure anyways. He got a +2 magic sword. Play this item immediately. You gain +2 bonus to attack rolls against adjacent monsters while this item is in play. Alright, well that's not worth a flip, because play this item immediately means you have to play it immediately. And we got it after we beat the monster. So, well, then we have, it's wasted because we're not able to play it immediately, so it's just wasted and discarded. So we discard that treasure. Alright, so anyways, we got to draw a monster and put a monster there. That is one of the few other quirks about this game, is with those play this item immediately stuff. Alright, so we have a new monster, and this is a goblin cutter. Not that bad of a monster. Let's find him. He's a little old thing, so he's probably gonna get lost in here. Okay. Okay, so we got our little goblin cutter here, as you can see, and he's gonna go right here. And he gets to go with his villain phase. And of course it says if the goblin cutter is within 1 tile of a hero, it is, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks that hero with a crude dagger. Okay, so it's going to move here, and we can put him anywhere we want as long as it's adjacent. And he's going to attack. Now he has a +7. Oh boy, is not on the same tile as this guy, so his armor class is 15 and 18, and that's a hit. So this guy's going to take another point of damage. Okay, now it's the dragon dude's turn. Now that goblin cutter's not too hard, so we're going to go ahead and go explore another tile. So we'll just go 1, 2, and move him there and get a new tile, because our secret stairway tile has been shuffled past the 10th tile. That's how the rules said to set the game up. So we got a black one here. Alright, now we have a tile with a black arrow, so it goes that way. And what we still have to do is we still have to put a monster on here. Okay, so let's get our monster first. And this is a ghoul. And this is an undead monster. Okay, now let's roll for our hero phase here to see if we can discard that card. If not, we're going to have to take 1 damage. And we can. Alright, so we can discard that card. Alright, so we have the ghoul here. And my little ghoul. No, that's a zombie. Here's the ghoul. Yeah, one of my ghouls. And he's going to go right here. Now, you see with that black arrow. That black arrow means we have to draw an encounter card. And, oh boy. And the encounter card gets drawn before the villain activates. And these are, this is one of the problems with this game, is these encounter cards. If you don't explore tile, you're going to pick up an encounter card. Half the tiles have black arrows on them, and you're going to pick up an encounter card. And the problem with Castle Ravenloft, one of the reasons why it made it so hard, is you're constantly picking up encounter cards, and the encounter cards are absolutely punishing. They kind of fixed that a little bit with Wrath of Chardalon and Legend of Dritz, so you're able to dilute the counter deck a little bit if you add those cards in there. But you know, that is probably one of the biggest flaws in this game. Even though this is a good game, is you're constantly doing them encounter cards, and they're just so punishing, and it makes the game hard. But that being said, it is what it is. Let's draw this encounter card. Event attack green slime. Attack each hero on the active hero's tile. Well, that's only going to be Dragon Guy. If the active hero is hit by the attack, the active hero discards 1 treasure card. Okay, so this guy is attack +6. It does 2 damage, and if it even misses you, you still take 1 damage. Alright, so he has an armor class of 17. We rolled a 1, so it missed. So he only takes 1 damage. You see what I mean? I mean, freaking frack, he got missed, and he still has to take a damage. Okay, so now it's the ghoul. He activates. If the ghoul is adjacent to a hero, it attacks that hero with a rending bite. It is not adjacent. the ghoul is within 1 tile of a hero, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with a paralyzing claw, and that is what it's going to do. And the claw is 7, 1 damage, and immobilized if it hits. So 7 to 17, if it gets a 10 or higher, it hits. And it got 14. So he's going to take another point of damage, and he's going to pick up this little immobilized thing right here. And it says you cannot move. Discard this condition at the end of your hero phase. So basically, he won't be able to move next turn. And you know what that means? A new encounter card. Okay, so that's that. And now it is this guy's turn again. And first thing he's going to do is he's going to attack that goblin. And that goblin has an armor class of 12. And he's going to attack with this. One adjacent monster takes 1 damage. So he beat that thing right off the bat. He gets 1 experience point for beating this, and he gets a treasure card. Play this item immediately. You gain +1 bonus to speed while this item is in play. Okay, so I can move. Oh, okay. Well, shit. The magic sword, I get to keep. I may have read that wrong. They get to keep this, but they just have to play it immediately. Okay, so he gets a +1 bonus to speed. Okay, so he's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna end it there, and that's gonna be the end of that and the villain. All right, so we're gonna pick a new tile. Oh boy, another encounter tile. Black there. You see how this thing's moving? So let's pick a monster real quick. And we have a kobold skirmisher. That one's not too tough. Put that little monster right here. And of course now we have to do the encounter first. So Kobold Warren. Draw 5 monster cards. Discard any monster that is not a reptile. Shuffle the remaining cards and put them on top of the monster deck. Okay, so let's take the monster cards. This is not a reptile. Not a reptile. It'll say what it is on there. Not a reptile. Not a reptile. And not a reptile. So we don't have to worry about these cards. And one of them was a troll, so that actually worked out pretty damn good. And now the kobold gets to go. If the kobold is within 1 tile of the hero, it attacks the closest hero with a thrown javelin. Well, it is within 1 tile, so it's going to throw that javelin as an attack of +9. So our guy has an armor class of 15. 9 + 5 is 14, so it missed. Okay, and now it's this guy's turn. And he's immobilized, so he cannot move, but he can attack. And he's going to try to hit that ghoul. And he's going to use this Tide of Iron. 9 + 8. This thing has armor class 16. That's 17. So he hit it. He does 1 damage. It kills it. We gain 2 experience. Over there. And that is the end of his hero phase. He's no longer immobilized, but he could not move, and so we have to explore a new tile, new encounter card. Place active hero on an adjacent tile and roll the die. Okay, we'll put him here. We got a 1. A monster rushes you from the darkness. Place a new monster on the tile. Okay. Well, that was stunk. So we get a new monster, a goblin archer, and that's going to be that. We'll put that on the board. And that's going to end our load up here. We'll come back, play again. We'll put the Goblin Archer on the board, and it will be the Goblin Archer's turn, as a matter of fact. Till then, see ya.